What's up, animation beginners? Today we're going to work in Adobe After Effects and learn some basic ways to set up and smooth out your animations. So let's get started. I'm going to click into Adobe After Effects. The first thing I want to do is just set up the workspace so you're seeing what I'm seeing. So the way we can do that is go to Window, Workspace, and click Default. I'm just going to reset my workspace so you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. Okay, now that we have this, let's just hit New Composition. Just going to name mine something basic like animation. For the width, I'm going to choose 1200. For the height, choose 630. It's not as important, but that's just what mine was. And everything else, I'm going to keep pretty much default. I have a 10-second duration. So that's how you enter 10 seconds in this. Okay, hit OK. Alright, so the first thing that I want to do is just set up some text layers. So I'm going to hit Layer, New, Text. Just going to hit version 1. If you want your type to look like mine, I hit Command A to select all. Go to Arial Black. Most people should have that on their machines. And for the color here, it's black, so it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, this area here, we're just gonna go to this hex code and just type in 6 zeros, and that is a rich black. Okay, I'm gonna hit Command to return. That's gonna save those changes. Now I'm gonna go here to the selection tool. Just gonna pull that over to the left somewhere. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now I just want to set up some basic keyframes to start off our animation. So highlighting the layer down here, let's hit this drop down. And let's hit the transform drop down. So what we want to play with is the position. We want to animate the position that this layer is on. So let's hit this stopwatch, and that's going to set our first keyframe here on the 0-second mark. Okay, and now we're going to just scrub to about the 2-second mark, and we want to hit the add or remove keyframe icon here. You see it's going to drop that keyframe on our 2-second mark. And now it hasn't changed position, so there's no animation that's happening. So let's click on our first keyframe. Let's just click and drag it down to somewhere around the bottom. And you'll see that line stretch out. So I'm just going to hit spacebar to play. And there we go. That's a very basic animation. It's not very smooth, but we're going to learn how to fix that layer. Later, not layer. But we are going to set up a new layer. So let's hit version 1, and we're just going to copy this layer. So hit Command C and Command V to copy paste. Now we're going to see version 2 here. Okay, so let's hit U on our keyboard, as in like U-boat or something. Something that starts with U. And you'll see that's just the Uber key. That's going to bring up any keyframes that we have edited. So you can see it just brings up the position. And now let's scrub to this keyframe. Just click it. And now we just kind of want to move that. Just hold Shift and click and drag to somewhere around the center. Okay. And now if we scrub in between them, you'll see it's kind of starting in the same place as our first one and going to the center. We want it to still go up in a straight line. So there's two ways that we can do that. We could either go here to the first keyframe and click and drag and move it that way, or even with this keyframe highlighted, we can click and drag, and you can see our first keyframe gets highlighted now because we're manipulating the position of that animation. And yeah, so that's just a quick way to edit the position. while using the same timing of something you copy and pasted. Now we're going to do this one more time. Highlighting version 2, hit Command C, Command V. It's going to make a version 3. Let's hit the Uber key, U. Now I just want to click and drag that somewhere to the right. And we can do the same thing. Just highlight that. Push it somewhere where it's kind of close to a straight line. You'll see that gets highlighted. Okay, so now if we just play these, they're all animating at the same rate. I guess I can change the numbers here. Alright, let's change the type. So let's hit the horizontal type tool here. We'll click in this center one. Just delete and hit 2. Command return. Now we can click this one. Command return. And there we go. Let's go back to our selection tool now. Okay. So now we have these 3 versions, and they're all animating at the same rate. I'm going to go ahead and just collapse them all so it's kind of easier to follow. So for version 1, we are going to leave as is. We're not going to manipulate these positioned with like any easing. So it's just going to look like that. For version 2, I'm going to hit U. We are going to manipulate these to where they ease in. So I'm going to highlight both of these. Just going to hit Control, click on one of them, and now you should see this option. We want to go to Keyframe Assistant, and we want to easy ease in. So now if you watch it, kind of starts off fast and then slows and smooths down at the end. And we can easily tell that by watching these two, which have no easing yet. So it starts off fast and slows down at the end. Now we're going to go to version 3, hit U. I'm going to highlight both of these. Control click, Keyframe Assistant. We're going to go to Easy Ease Out. So you can see now how these keyframes look different. These are the standard diamonds on version 1. We have these arrows kind of pointing to the right for easing in, and we have the arrows pointing to the left on version 3 for easy ease out. So now you see version 3 starts off slower and ends fast. And version 2 starts off fast and slow. And version 1 is just kind of static. It just, static speed from A to B. Okay, so those are the 3 just kind of, basic easing options that you can hit. But say we want to manipulate that speed a little bit more manually. I kind of like version 2 the most. I kind of like how it starts and smooths out at the end. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to highlight both of those keyframes. Let's put our scrub to where it's highlighted over the last frame here. And we want to go to this icon, the graph editor. And when you click that, you should see this like Bezier curve. This is the this is what easing does. It creates like a little smooth curve from A to B. But if you click on one of the handles, you can see these yellow handles come out. And now we can pull and manipulate the influence. So now this is going to start out pretty fast and slow down a little more at the end. Let's pull that back in. Let's pull this in now. And watch how it kind of manipulates that. It's actually way closer to kind of the first one. I kind of liked it more. Starting off really fast. So I'm going to pull that influence. Let's pull it to about 60. Kind of a little more dramatic of a animation, but yeah, we just get to play with it ourselves and manipulate it to whatever we need it to do. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the tutorial. This was supposed to be a pretty basic animation for beginners, just to learn just some quick ways that I've picked up over the past month of, how to smooth out my animations pretty easily. So hopefully this helped. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. I'll try to reply and help you out. And yeah, leave some comments on some other videos that you want to see, and like and subscribe and all that dumb stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye.